Dashy, are you making a big stinky face? Well, you're making it the other direction. It's your friend Indy over there. Slightly different neighbor today than your mom Winona, who we saw on Monday.
I have exited the savannah areas
Dashy,
now.
Dashy. We have a very happy tiger in front of us, everyone. But good morning. You are looking at the back end of Tiger Dash, one of our 140 plus rescued residents here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. One of 15 tigers. And you might notice that Dash is kind of up against a wall here. That would be a shift door just right there into his shift yard. Dash has just come out into his larger free roaming habitat. And caretakers were just in here spraying perfume scents, placing some enrichment. And Dash didn't get very far because he found the first perfume spot right away. Here, think about it, perfume is kind of like a catnip equivalent for big cats. We use it sparingly, but they have a similar reaction. That's where you're seeing that stinky face, the phlegm response, that olfactory organ at the top of their mouth. So Dash is enjoying some of that enrichment right here. But good morning, everyone. Good to see you all kind of rolling in here. Cheryl, Marilyn, good morning. Ellen Simmons, Jeannie Curry from Ohio. People saying hi to myself and Dash, but I am actually not by myself with just Dash today. I have a companion with me. Temo, why don't you say hello?
Howdy, good morning.
I'm turning the camera.
Hey.
Give a wave, Temo.
Hey, Dash. You look right
and
over.
to Dash. I know. As soon as I turn the camera, Dash said, let me show you my stinky face. But I'm here with Temo this morning. If you might have heard on our Monday live post, I said that we would be with Temo this week, since this is sadly Temo's last week. And if you don't know Temo, Temo is our mead. That's a combination of lead and media intern. But I'm not going to say anything more, Temo. I kind of want you to introduce yourself, and maybe you can share a little bit more about your role as we look at Dash here.
Howdy. So yeah, I'm Temo. I'm the lead media intern at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I've been here for quite a long time, a handful of months. I came during the winter, or not so Minnesota winter, but I really enjoyed it because I'm from Texas, so the heat I've been really loving, and now that it's cooling off, I see that the cats really love the cooling off of the weather. So what I do here, a lot of you may have interacted with me on social media. I'm usually a keyboard dancer behind the screen. Hey, Dash. It's a good face. Oof, oof.
Oh, that was a good chuff. I was going to ask you to do that later, Temo. Not to interrupt you. Keep going.
Well, yeah. So yeah, it's a lot of supporting Judson and Olivia and the media stuff, and yeah, a lot of talking to y'all. So, howdy.
I know you all might not think you know Temo, but you really do. Temo has been really, really important to our behind the scenes work and our not so behind the scenes work. Temo, I mean, a lot of the posts that everyone sees on our social media every day is you too. You're writing that. The captions for our photos, often taking the photos, the videos that we're posting. So yeah, I mean, you've been a massive part of our team and a massive help to me and Judson. So it's exciting to get you on a live post. I don't know if we've ever officially had you on a live post, have we?
Well, a lot of you might remember Brianna, media intern. During her final days, I got to be in the background of one.
Okay, yes, that's true.
Yeah, Judson mentioned that I had a Canadian suit on, if you can remember all that time ago.
Oh, right, that's true. Well, you know, Temo, you might have not been on these live posts, but like we've said, you've been a very, very important team member to us, and not just to me and Judson in the media office, but to the Wildcat Sanctuary team as a whole. And today, when we kind of were planning what we were going to do this week and what we wanted to do for you, I asked what you wanted to do for a live post, and you said any tiger. And I think Dash was a very good choice. So hopefully we'll have some fun today. Dash is certainly having fun with this little perfume patch. And once again, that would be Indy in the background to kind of, we'll come back to you, Temo. But for everybody wondering, Dash has moved back to his old habitat in Wild Woodlands. He was over in Roar Ridge temporarily while his mother Winona was resting up from a back injury. They had switched habitats. Monday we connected with Winona. We had said that Dash would be making the big move, and just this morning he moved. And as you can see, He's having no trouble settling in. So Indy's welcoming back her teenage tiger boy neighbor. Nova would be just behind us, and Dash is feeling right at home. And I think Winona's probably left a little love on this yard too. So good to see this boy back and happy. Winona obviously back in her original space. And this is how it'll be for the time being. So we're kind of our row of young tigers here. But Temo, what about Dash sticks out to you? What's your favorite part? Or maybe just young tigers in general, because you did want to kind of come hang out with the tigers today.
Well, you know what I've noticed about Dash is since I've been here, he's gotten a lot better at stalking. Because in my first few months, he was not good at it.
Speaking of stalking, we have Nova stalking us behind us.
So yeah, in my first few months, Dash would he'd try to hide behind like a pole that he didn't fit behind.
Yeah.
And he thought he was really good at it. But Thor Jr. I think always had a better stalk because Thor Jr. would be in the grass and then dip down and disappear. Well, you know, Dash is just kind of always in view.
Yes.
But now, when he was in Roar Ridge for a little bit, he did do kind of that thing where he would see you and then he hid behind the bushes for a second.
That's a good point. Like, he was hiding himself better. Because Dash and Thor Jr., since you use them as kind of a comparison, they're both big tiger boys. Thor is better. Thor usually comes to even the front of the habitat. So he's right in front of you. He'll duck behind the grass. And Dash, like you said, will just hide behind a tree. And it's like, Dash, I can see half your head right now. So it'll be interesting to see in your last final days here if he gets better at that stalking thing in this habitat with this grass. What do you think, Dash? Are you a good stalker? Dash has always enjoyed tiger antics like stalking Temo, but I can't say that he's the best stalker at the Wildcat Sanctuary. But that's okay, Dash. We love you all the same. Well, what else, Temo? I mean, I hate to ask these questions because we'll feel like we're just getting to know you, but I have spent 9 months with you in our media office, really getting to know you. And you came into this with lots of media experience. You know, we were very impressed with you and your resume and, of course, just how you are as a person. But you didn't have any animal experience, at least specific to this. I know that you've kind of grown up around animals. Do you maybe want to give everyone a little info on your background and how you came to find this internship?
Yes. So media-wise, you know, I was going to school and getting a communications degree. And I did a lot of news stuff. So a lot of, you know, magazines, newspapers, television, and radio stuff. And it's a lot of people things. I really like people. And when I came to this internship, I was a little worried because I'd done cows before. I am a bona fide cowboy. But people was always what I wanted to do. And so I was a little worried about cats because cats are, you know, cats. And but within like the first few weeks, I saw that these cats here are like people. They have so much personality. They have so much story behind them. And I really fell in love with one cat specifically.
Yes,
but
you did.
There are so many cats here that just like reading their stories before and then like interacting with you all and you telling me stories that you've had, like remembering live posts from before or you know, cats who have passed before, and that's really shown me that like these cats have so much personality, even though they aren't necessarily humans. And yeah, I really fell in love with it, and like these last few months especially, I've gotten to really love on the cats and like do what I like to do, which is like telling stories, and that these cats have so many stories to tell.
I love that answer, Temo. That was an excellent answer. And I also like how you kind of pointed out that the cat stories and the people kind of go hand in hand, whether it's our generous supporters, all of you, or even here in the office, kind of doing the work collaboratively, that's a big word, as the media team. So I like how you've kind of been able to mesh all your interests with this internship, and you've done a good job doing so. And actually, you just finished your lead intern project. You don't have to give too much away because you'll definitely be posting that. But do you want to tell kind of how that was a mesh between your interest in people and what we're doing here at the Wildcat Sanctuary?
Yeah, that was great. So it was a lot of running around with the camera, but not just, you know, watching cats, but watching the people who care for these cats. So a lot of you know, like our caretakers, like Rio and Elise and Jo Marie, they worked so hard, and like to see them and all the things that they do and all the time and effort that they give to these cats is really amazing.
Big
Wow,
sneeze, Dash.
So to tell their story is really, really awesome, and I'm really glad that I got to.
Yep, and that video will be a promotional video for our animal care internship, which, yeah, you've been working really, really hard on that, and you actually showed that to our team this morning. It was kind of a culmination of what you've been doing, Temo, because obviously all the interns and the staff have been seeing you go around and film and put this video together, and finally we kind of all got to enjoy it as a team. So that was really special, and you did an excellent job with that, but you've done an excellent job with anything that you've done here, so I wouldn't expect any different. And Temo, you did mention that one special cat has touched your heart, and I saw Faith leave a comment about the office cats and how much they'll miss you. But how about you tell about your little love connection with one office cat in particular?
So, you know, a lot of people, they, especially as you start your internship, they ask you, who's your favorite cat? And a lot of the animal care interns, you know, pick, you know, Dash or Winona or Alana. They not necessarily feeding them or passing out medicine, but in my lap is always either Edgar or Josie. And I do prefer Josie because she smells a little better.
Yeah, true. That is the tea, Temo. But we won't tell Edgar that he's a little stinky. Anyway, continue, Josie.
So Josie, she has stolen my heart. She's so cute. So Josie is my favorite cat. Personally, I think she is the most wild cat. But, and then, you know, after she's done zipping around and getting her zoomies out, she zonks out. She's so sleepy. And she'll find either the cat bed in the team room, or she'll go find Edgar and lick on him a little bit and then fall asleep in one of the beds. And she's really funny, and she has a lot of personality. And sometimes, there's been a couple times where she'll come into the office, and as I'm typing away on my keyboard, she'll lay across it. And then she'll be there for like an hour. And I'm like, Josie, I have to get up. I got to go talk to, you know, my bosses real quick. And she wakes up a little bit and will look at me with her one eye and then lay her head back down.
Yeah, she says, I am work. This is work that you're doing right now. And we listen to the cats. That's so special, Temo. And Temo, I mean, you're kind of underplaying it a little bit. You love Josie. Like, you carved a pumpkin that was inspired by Josie. So I think that Josie has not just made an impact on you, but you will definitely be carrying that impact moving forward. And I've never quite seen an intern connect quite that much with a cat. It does make sense after 9 months, and especially like Temo was saying, those office cats keep us company, and we spend time with cats like Dash. They're just as important to us, and we love them very, very much. But those office cats, we also have contact with them. They're there to cuddle after a hard day. And I think Josie and Temo have really created quite the friendship. And she does nice to see of our team appreciate Josie, and the baby will miss you, and you will miss Josie. But of course, you're always welcome to come back and visit. You will be staying in Minnesota. You won't be going back to Texas. You'll be down in Minneapolis, correct?
That's right. I'll be down in Minneapolis. So I came to Minnesota at the height of a winter. Well, as winter as that was. And a lot of my family was like, why are you going north in the middle of winter? And for me, it was a lot. Like, to see that much snow, I was like, whoa, that's a lot. But I'm sure the Minnesotans here are like, oh, it was just a winter. But after that, you know, after the winter, it's so pretty here. And I'm really glad, really just like astonished at how beautiful it gets here in Minnesota after the snow. Because the cats, like, their habitats look gorgeous. And sometimes it's really hard to find them in their habitats with all the trees and the lush foliage.
You were close. You were very close.
So, yeah, it's really pretty here in Minnesota, and I'd like to stay. So I'm moving down to the city here in a week.
Yeah, it's to keep Temo forever, but kind of in a way. I mean, it sounds like you might come back to volunteer. You're obviously always welcome. And Minnesota is lucky to be able to keep you. So working in communications in another job, and maybe also in a nonprofit, it sounds like, Temo?
Yes, nonprofit. This internship has been so great for me, not just for like the cats, but also the people that I've met, but also showing me the work that nonprofits do. Because before this, I thought, news was kind of like the best way to do communications, because you're providing a service and things like that, and it's not like selling a product.
Yeah.
But then this internship, not only did I learn about like the sanctuary and how the sanctuary provides for the cats, but one of our bosses, Gina, I had some really good conversations with Gina about the nonprofit world, and like it's really opened my eyes to see how much support and service nonprofits do for everyone here and beyond, right? And so that's something that I want to keep doing, is nonprofit work.
I love that, Temo, and you kind of encompass that truly as a person and in your time here. I think another part of the Wildcat Sanctuary being in such a rural community is that we also become part of our community. And that's something that you have done as well. You've made friends here. You have really incorporated yourself into this, up here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. So we have a community, obviously, immediately here with our staff and interns and volunteers and the cats. We have our greater online community with all of you. We have our donor family, and then we are literally in a physical community. And so to have you say, it's just a really special trait about you, to kind of view the larger picture like that. So I love talking with you about all this. It's not that we haven't before, but kind of breaking it down like this on this live post is really, really nice. So thank you for being so open.
That's right. When I was a cowboy.
Yeah.
And they're sturdy animals, and they're emotional and things like that too. But cats especially, the way that I've seen like the caretakers here, and the way that the caretakers are so in tune with the cats here, they'll know like, oh, hey, the way that you're standing is making, this cat feel a little uncomfortable. So could you, step back or do things like that? And then the way that the cat, you can see it in the way that the cat holds itself.
Yeah.
And it really blows my mind that, are like that, able to make those decisions.
Yeah, I think there's obviously many, many emotional aspects about Sanctuary. We go into that. But even just in the day-to-day, the nuances between cats and caretakers, that's an important thing to highlight, and something that we do without even realizing it. It's probably, just habit for you now to be watching a cat, watching their emotions, their body language. And that's a really important part of our job on the media team too, because just like Judson and I, you're out here collecting footage, you're out here taking pictures. And so that's something that we really emphasize with you, especially at the start of your internship, any media intern, safety, but also making sure the cats are comfortable. And so you've carried that forward very gracefully and carefully throughout your internship, which is something we always appreciate. And, this lead internship position, Temo, we're just going to dote on you this entire live, okay? Because you deserve it. But we've only had 2 lead media interns ever in the history of our media internship here. So one other, I'm sure many of you remember, Timber, and then Temo. And so this is really just a great honor. You've really proven yourself, but of course, like I've mentioned, Temo, you've just been an important part of our team. So I hope you feel the love. Of course, everyone in the comments, send Temo the love. If you've had a specific interaction with Temo, maybe share that too. Cats. And we have, what is today, Wednesday? 2 more days of official work.
Donor event. Like I said, people is like about this job.
I know, it's really special, and I'm seeing a bunch of comments flood in right now. And Temo, I'm going to be completely honest, I feel the phone getting really hot, and I'm not trusting that the phone won't overheat, because that's something we've been dealing with. It is a cooler day, but the sun is shining. It feels good out. So let me just make sure I'm not missing any comments here, and then we might wrap it up, because I want to end this live on a good note with you. Okay. Work. And also, I mean, you've said some really, really good nuggets here on this live, especially about nonprofit work, working with the cats. I know that a lot of people are appreciating that too. Giving the cats a voice is important, Karen says. People have a voice, but the voiceless need someone to tell their stories.
Very
I like
true.
that. Let's see. Lots of people loving that you love Josie. Lots of her sponsor parents.
Yes, thank you,
I
Josie's
know.
sponsored parents. Like, the amount of praise that I could give you, because this cat is so special, and you know her story, and I'm really glad that she's here at the sanctuary. A lot of my friends, they see her pictures of her and they're like, "Oh no, what happened?" And I have to give the sob story, but then I also remind them that they're at this amazing place where she gets like the best vet care and like everything that she ever needs and has fun all the time, and she's been able to like move past that. And I'm Josie.
You love Josie. Yeah, and she's just so loved. She has a greater community than maybe she even realizes. Although I do like to think that the cats know. So, you know what, Temo, we'll put you right here in front of Dash.
Okay.
Thank you for your time here. We appreciate you. Everyone, once again, give Temo some love in the comments. Any last words, Temo? Any parting anything you want to give the people?
This internship